Hey guys, VPM here, Director of Training at C2 Tactical, and be chatting with one of our instructors, Lisa Ruggiero. Lisa, like tell me a little bit about yourself.
So my name is Lisa Ruggiero. I am a retired Phoenix police officer, served for 25 years between 1991 and 2016.
Wow.
And in retirement, I have a couple of side jobs. One of them is working here at C2 Tactical.
And why did you choose to become a firearms instructor after all that time with guns and chasing after bad guys? What prompted you to come do this?
It's interesting because when I was on the department, I became general instructor certified back in 1994. And because of that certification, I could go on then to get my firearms certification through the department. So I was firearms instructor certified for a long time, pretty much my entire career, with the exception of maybe the first 4 years of my career. And I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed being on the range. I enjoyed helping with the recruits. I enjoyed doing inspections. I just enjoyed everything about it.
So Lisa, what classes have you taught here at C2?
Originally, I started teaching the co-ed classes with just the pistol progression, beginning, intermediate, and then advanced. And then I took over the women's program along with my counterpart in Tempe. As of late, I have just been teaching the women's classes, the women's beginner, advanced, intermediate, advanced, that kind of thing.
But what are the differences then between teaching women and men shooting?
It's interesting. On some levels, I'd like to believe that there's really no difference, that it's just the same foundations, it's the same instruction, etc. However, I do find a lot of times when I'm teaching women's classes that they will show up with guns that their husbands bought for them.
Guys don't do that.
That usually doesn't work out so well. And that is definitely a challenge that we have to overcome. We either have to get that female shooter used to the gun that was chosen for them, or we need to find out what fits them better, what works for them better.
So it's more an interface between the technology that's really the issue and getting them comfortable with it. Is there anything else about how to teach a lady versus how to teach a guy?
There are just a few differences that sometimes I touch on, mostly when it comes to just body positioning, because men tend to be upper body strong and women tend to have lower body strength. And sometimes when we are putting people in the shooting stance, just the dynamics for the different builds can make a difference in how they stand versus how a man might stand. So those little slight differences there can sometimes make a difference in how comfortable they are shooting or how stable their platform is, basically.
Moving away from either men or women, just in general, for new firearms owners and new gun owners, or people just interested in maybe getting into firearms, any advice for those folks?
Oh gosh, yes. A lot of times I hear the overwhelm in people's voices when they're just starting out. And I think it's important to just know that this journey is going to take time. That's number one. Number two, I think it's important to realize that the gun that fits them the best is going to be the best firearm for them. Now, they could have several models that fit them best, but they don't need to look at every gun on the market because a lot of them aren't going to fit right off the bat. So take 2, 3, maybe 4 firearms that fit well in your hand. And if they don't know what that means, definitely get with a firearms instructor or someone at a gun club here at C2 Tactical, either Scottsdale or Tempe, and get fitted and find out what that even means. And once you do that, definitely rent before you buy so that you can practice with that particular firearm and do that a couple of times. Come in here, reserve a lane, rent some firearms, see what works well, because they all shoot differently, they all feel differently. And then once you start doing that and getting comfortable, you can start to begin that journey of, okay, am I comfortable buying this model firearm or this one? And what am I going to use it for? That's another big question to ask yourself. Is it going to be home defense only? Are you hoping to maybe carry it on your person later? These are all factors to consider. So it just takes a lot of time and research and talking to the right people.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So what other classes are we going to be seeing you teaching here in the future? Because I know there's some big news on the women's program.
Well, we're hoping to expand to daytime classes. So historically speaking, they've all been here in Scottsdale, they've all been on Wednesday evenings from 5 to 9. And there are a lot of female instructors here now. So I'm hoping to expand a little bit into the daytime hours for people that either don't love going out in the evenings or staying up late until 9, 10 o'clock. So we'll see what happens. I would love to see if there's a demand for that. And I'm pretty open about certain days, but I figured since the classes are held on Wednesday nights here, maybe we do a Tuesday daytime or a Friday daytime. Who knows?
Okay, well, thank you very much, Lisa. And soon to be announced, those dates and times of daytime women's classes with your instructor here, Lisa.